Welcome to the video lecture series on formal languages and automata theory. In today's video lecture, we will be designing a Turing machine for accepting a palindrome. Palindrome of the format W to the power of R, where W can belong to the combination of A and B. Now let us take this string called as BA, AB. Okay, on the right side you have blank space, on the left side you will also have blank space. Now we will keep our read head here, B. Now what we will do is, as soon as we encounter the first B, we will replace this B by a blank symbol called as capital B, and we will move on the right. Okay, say for example, now here this B is actually replaced by capital B, and we move on the right. When we move on the right, we encounter a symbol called as A. Okay. Now, as far as any other symbol, after replacing the first symbol, you keep on moving in the right till you encounter blank symbol. Once you encounter blank symbol, move on the left. Okay. Now, whatever the symbols which is you encounter in the intermediate stage, replaced by the symbol itself. Now, in this stage, now we will take up this. We will start from the state called as Q0. So, in Q0, we will encounter A and B now. So, B will be replaced by capital B. B will be replaced by capital B, and we will be moving on the right. Okay. Now, there is also a possibility that the first symbol might be A. If that is the case, we will try to encounter replace this A also by B. In case instead of this B, if we encounter A will also be replaced by B. So in this case, A will also be replaced by B and move on the right. Okay, so this is a process. Now when we go to the state called as Q1, you see a symbol called as A. Either it is A or B or whatever it is, you just replace A by A, B by B, and stay on the same state. Now, so here, if I see A by A, replace, move on the right. If I see B, B will be replaced by B, move on the right. So here in this case, what we are doing is B, this A is replaced by A. When you move on the right till you see A now. Okay. Okay. Now we will be standing in the state called as Q1. So B, if A is again replaced by A, you will be standing in the state called as Q1. When we move on the right, we will see B. Okay. So B will also be replaced by B, and will be moving on the right. So this process will continuously happen until you encounter B now. Okay. When we replace this B by B, move on the right. So we will be standing in the state called as Q1 till this point. Now, when you encounter B, so A, B, now cursor actually points to this one. Read head points to B now. So when you encounter B, replace B by B, move on the left. So now B, A, B, when you move on the left. Okay. So now we are starting in the state called as Q1. So you make a change from Q1 to Q2. Q1 to Q2. Now B, capital B is replaced by capital B, move on the left. Okay. When you move on the left, we are standing in the state called as Q2. But here the problem is B. So B will be replaced by capital B, and we will be moving on the left. So in Q2, when B is replaced by B, so in Q2, go to Q2 to Q3. So B is replaced by B and capital B. B is replaced by capital B, move on the left. So there is also a possibility that B can also be A here. Okay. If it is also A is replaced by capital B, move on the left. Okay. So in this case, there is no need to use two different symbols for two symbols here. Okay. We can replace by uniform symbol itself. Now when we move on the left, B, A, and this B is actually replaced by capital B. When we move on the left, we encounter A. Now we are standing in the state called as Q3. Whether it is A or B or whatever it is, now replace that by A by A or B by B. Stay on the same state. So A is replaced by A, move on the left. Or if you are seeing B, B is replaced by B, move on the left. So I see A here. So B, B, A, B, B. Now I replace A by A, move on the left. Okay, again A is there, still we stand in the same state called as Q3. A is replaced by A, move on the left. So when you move on the left, now you see B now. Now you see B now. Now when you see B, B will be replaced by B and move on the right. So in this case from Q3 to Q0, B is replaced by B, move on the right. Now B is replaced by B. So in this case now I will just write it here. B is replaced by B and move on the right means what will happen? B is replaced by B, move on the right. Now I see A now. Okay, and we are standing in the state called as Q0. Okay, then Q0, A is replaced by capital B and move on the right. So now you see A now, A is replaced by capital B, move on the right. So what will happen? A is replaced by B, B and move on the right. When you move on the right, now I see again A. So A, when we will be standing in the state called as Q1. So A is replaced by A and move on the right. So here B, A is replaced by A and move on the right. Okay, when you move on the right, now I see B here. Okay. So B is replaced by B and move on the left. So B is replaced by B and move on the left. When you move on the left, what is there? A is there. Okay. So we will be standing in the state called as Q2. So A will be replaced by B and move on the left. So A is move on the left. A replaced by B and move on the left. So here what will happen? This A will be replaced now. So it will be B, 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 B. Okay. Now everything has been replaced. Now when we move on the left, so I will be standing here. It is B now. So where will we be standing in the state called as Q3? In Q3, when we see B now, B is replaced by B, move on the right. So we will be moving on the right. Okay. When we move on the right, we will be going to a state called as Q0. But here you have something like this, isn't it? Okay. So when you move on the right, you will be encountering again B, but you will be standing in the state called as Q0. So when you move on the right, if you encounter a blank symbol, that means all the symbols has been replaced. So in Q0 to Q4, I will just make this state as a final state. Okay. So B will be replaced by B and halted. So that's it. So this is a Turing machine for a palindrome. Okay. So thanks for watching a video. Have a good day.